Hello and God bless. And it is a pleasure to have you spending some of your time with me. And I want to get right to this. Once again, my name is April Sky, uh, and I help people. They call it holistic healing, but I help people find their consciousness, their subconsciousness, and uh, offer skills to you. And I'm constantly studying to refreshen my skills so that I can serve you more better and with more skills and be well equipped to um, tackle any vision or to tackle any habit that might not even be serving us today. Our belief systems, unfortunately, we don't change them as things do change. And this is where we come into where it we enable ourselves or we limit ourselves with our beliefs or like the brain constantly always thinking, it's always recording. Even when you're asleep, it's recording. It hears everything. When you're in surgery, I just found this out, which it makes perfect sense with what I do. When you're in surgery, there's a lot of doctors that play music for themselves when they're cutting on, and they do that. It's a form of meditation or prayer. And the doctors are communicating back and forth and they're talking. Okay, this is not new science. They call it new science because we forgot about it. Okay, but we can hear it. Our brain remembers it. So, even with a person that passes away and is dead for seconds, sometimes even minutes, and I've seen and I've heard the testimonies about people that have been dead for 20 and 30 minutes, sometimes even longer than that, and they come back. Okay, and this is where you come into all the realms, like, and you hear the words. I cannot stress so much how the change of words, even if it's abnormal, that's the thing, is if there's resistance coming within you when you're speaking good words to yourself, okay, that is something, that is the ego. The ego's stupid and dumb. 9 times out of 10, it's going to stir you wrong. Especially when you're in your adult years or you're in your, I call myself, I'm in my young child and adult years, because I'm like a child, but I'm almost 50. I just had a birthday. I'm 48. I thought I was 49, but anyway. But I want to get to this. Your words. Your words, like, we constantly, and as soon as you realize that this word does not serve you, as soon as you correct it with something else that's negative and better, as soon as you correct it is when you break the bad habit. Even with a word, breaking the habit. Like I've stressed before, it takes 21 to 23 days to make or break a habit. 21 days. You stay pretty settled on 21 days. And I mean, if you had to post it up to break a habit or begin a healthy habit, to begin a healthy habit, this is so extremely powerful. And when we use our sight, our words, what we hear, when you change that, it can be just writing words down like affirmations. They are magical words. I was raised, I really don't like using the word praise, but it's because we're not cattle, but I was trained up to watch your words. And my grandmother gave me a set of words, and they've been kind of coming through my head when I go to drift off to sleep, actually. But um, these set of words, if you change them, it can change your state of thinking. Like my brother always wants to say mindfulness. I think he uses that all the time. You know, um, consciousness. Consciousness, your mind. But you got to remember that the, the the program, the subconscious, is always trying to misguide you. Always. And unfortunately, sometimes we're thinking, oh, well, God just must not want this to happen to me because it's too hard, or, and then you just end up giving up and you use that sorry, lame excuse, which I'm, once you start these habits, you will see them change in your life. It's got to take just a little weird effort in doing this. And some things work more for others. Like uh, I like to write and journal. It doesn't even matter if I ever read it again because I'm using my senses. I'm using my fingers. I can speed read. I have read a whole book. Actually, it's my second time around. I read it again last week, started last week. So within like 3 days, I've read this book. And but that's the second time I read the book. Now, the first time I read the book, it took me since Easter. It was an Easter gift actually from my Kimberly. But anyway, I began reading it then, and I'm just reading just little parts of it. I'd read like 3 or 4 chapters or whatever, and I'd let it go. And then I began. I just loved it so much, so I wanted to read it again. So I read it again, because there's some things that run in my head that I wasn't, it wasn't clicking all the way. So your senses, like your finger, you use your finger when you read. When you read to yourself, you read so much more. And like I said, the second time around, it's just anyway, it's almost like speed reading, but you don't skip any words. And because you're reading so quickly and so fast, which is how the brain works, the subconscious works fast. You can't go slow. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you. Words, words, words. We have to change our words. That's a number one place to start. Change your words. I have a couple wrote down because everybody says if I could, or that if word always comes in, and that is a trigger in your mind. It always triggers a thing like if, oh well, yeah, that's if, but it isn't, so that's that, and then we run around, oh well, we accept this, and the thing is that we're accepting things that are not beneficial to us. They're not helpful. they're not they're definitely not getting us anywhere by saying them. So a simple practice to switch that word, if you would switch it to when. And when it's just like a muscle when you go working out. This Once you get this train of thought and these affirmations start up in your brain, okay, it will change. It will transform your thought. It will transform what's coming to you, because what you're putting out there will end up attracting and coming back to you. Okay, if you don't have aggravation and you don't have resistance, then you're doing something wrong. It's the same way as people say, okay, well, I'm saved, I don't have to worry about anything, and God's got me, and blah 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 blah. But the thing is that you can't just, you know, you have to actually believe in something before you ever see it. So sometimes the concept of it's like a muscle. Your brain is a muscle, and it's all of the fatty cholesterol. Cholesterol is good for you. They're trying to eliminate cholesterol from us. When they eliminate the cholesterol in our body, and we're out of balance, obviously, it takes from our brain. It takes the cholesterol and the fatties from the brain that we need. And it's where we get brain fog, and then we forget. And then, of course, we're also always saying in our mouths, because we're so used to forgetting, we're like, oh, well, I forgot. You're speaking it out of your mouth, so it's going to be so. You put it out there, that's what you're going to receive. Okay, so there's another word. And I always try to correct my young ones, because once you make a habit in them when they're young, and it takes eight years for, the subconscious programming to start, even when you're older and you're um, with someone, and you start to, you're filling in each other's gaps. Before you know it, you're like two people that are one, whether you like it or not. So it's whether, you've totally lost yourself. So trying to please the other person, and you become that person, when it's like you get around people, you rub off on people. But the thing is that we refuse to believe that we can choose to either accept that or to brush it off. No, I'm not going to have anything to do with this. I'm still going to love it. God bless you. Whatever reaction you get from somebody, you constantly, once you start doing this affirmation in your mind, constantly bless the things. I've started this new thing, and this is why I want to share this with you. People want money from me all the time, or they're calling me on the phone wanting money all the time, and some of them are in training too, and they're the sweetest things, and I already know what they're up to. I already know what they've been trying to do, maybe send me something in the mail or whatever, or I get these bills. It's like every year, every single year for at least 5 years, I get these bills for the 1st of January. Not to mention any of the other insurance, goofle blom or whatever. And I expect it. I literally expect this every year. And no matter what, it's always the same. Because the thing is that what you accept, what you expect, you know, sometimes we need to demand, that God, if we use God for an excuse, well, he must not want this to happen, or he's trying to talk to me. Anything that's negative at all that causes you stress, anything that causes you stress is not from your heart center, and God don't want any divine spirit. No, it wants that for you. Your higher self doesn't want to have to suffer, and so once we get this concept that we can embrace the good, we start changing our words, and we start changing in affirmations work so much more. If you really, really are skeptic and you really want to see something work, and I'm telling you, it's going to feel so strange for you because that ego is not going to control anymore. That whatever the case may be, okay, that you're trying to hold on to that is not serving you, okay, it will be strange. It's like some people know in their brain when you say, I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm relaxed, I'm excited, or whatever that affirmation like that, when you're saying the I am, they triggered some people. Their brain, it triggers their brain like, you're a fool, you know that's a lie. Why are you saying I am and you're not? Okay, so you have to, and like I said, not everyone's like this, but most, especially when you first start to meditate, first start to give back to your body, and just the breath, just the breathing. And women are such shallow breathers. And you really pay attention once you start paying attention to your breath. Okay, you'll realize this to be true. And then that's the thing. And then when you realize that, then you can start to change it. Because when you find awareness and the willingness, then you find the ability to do it, the ability to think differently. Um, like I was saying, I was wanting to let everyone know. It was so strange to me. I hate money. I hate people. I used to even hate the internet, and it really caused me a lot of, every time I got on the internet, my energy actually would mess the internet up, or my phone up, or whatever, to do all kinds of crazy stuff. But anyway, you got to remember we're energy. So it was really weird once you start accepting the things, okay, that they're not bad. Because as soon as you start thinking, you think bad about money. Okay, money's corrupt, money's this, money's that. That is a false. I mean, the thing is, but not for you. Think about the good things and so that would come from it. Bless everything you come in contact with, everything that speaks to you, everything. I mean, silly things. This phone, this pen. Uh, this was the strangest thing to me, is to bless my bills. these bills keep coming in, and my insurance company is supposed to take care of it. So I'm like, okay, well, I used to be the type of person that would get the bills in the mail. I'm like, okay, I'll just throw them in. I file them. My grandfather used to call them file 28 or something like that, and he would mean the garbage, and he would file it. So when I was young, my mind perceived throwing the weight of the bills took care of everything. you know. Um, uh, I don't really like. It's called auto something. But anyway, right now I'm changing the subject if I start talking about that. But sometimes our way our brains is used, I just don't want to use the one horrible word that they used to use for it. I see things backwards, and that's one kind of gift. It is a gift if you look at it that way. But I started blessing my bills, and then I would put this affirmation in my head that, okay, even though I feel like I'm not responsible, it's, got my name on it. I'm not responsible for that bill. I'm trying to pass it off to somebody else. So instead of doing that, I started blessing my bill. It does have my name on it. I did get service for it. So I'm like, and it's only, I was looking at it like this. It's only $106. Why are you gonna not see me? Which my doctor hasn't done that, thank God. My regular doctor hasn't done that, but my other doctors have suspended me for this. So I'm like, now I look at it like, okay, it's only $106. Okay, I'm gonna bless this because I'm gonna have the capability of paying this. It's only $106. I do not know where that money's gonna come from, but that's not my job. As long as I bless it, and I know, I mean, instead of complaining that, well, it's only $106, why can't you just pay it? Or why can't, instead of having that negative attitude, I've changed it up. And it takes a lot of practice to get here. Okay, this is just a name, I just started writing. Well, I always wrote affirmations. I always wrote, I'm capable, I'm willing, I've always done it, but I've never really engaged my thinking and reading, and then followed it up with the emotion of how I would feel to pay my own bill and not have, government. I am, and I finally see it in my head. I just have to change my way of thinking. I have to change my words and bless everything, and know inside that you have the willingness and the capability to do so. You don't have to know when or how or anything like that. It will come. So affirmation, I will. I'm kind of working on a new editor site. So I believe my website. We read down to the bottom here. You go to my website and type in some questions or comments, and you know send me your email, and I'll start sending you some weekly affirmations that we can work on and stuff like that. So once you start doing this, it's just like a muscle. Practice makes perfect. It will become second nature. What Something that felt so weird to do, and it was so hard for you to believe that you were, that don't be pushed like compliments. When compliments come to you, and this is really hard. It was hard for me. It took me years to be able to accept a compliment the way I ought to, and just to accept it, say thank you, and then give back another compliment. Okay, that gets you guys connected. Okay, and like I said, uh, I've got a couple certifications coming in. I don't know what it is. It's I mean, paperwork. It's just the flipping paper. Yeah, let's get on paper, but let's see. You're like what that person that really wants to see. But anyway, I just wanted to say affirmations. Start doing your affirmations and believe. Be accepted. Be accepted for even a bill that you can't afford. or the bills that are coming in. I know it's so hard right now, but if you just bless that, because even if you shift that thought that, okay, you once were able to pay that bill, you can remember this. I know there's a part in you that you can remember when you had all your bills paid, and maybe what you did, you were doing so well, you even paid some bills ahead of time, you know, for a rainy day. Well, let's get rid of, oh, save it for a rainy day or pay it for a rainy day. Remember that emotion when you were able to. Okay, and engage it right now. Don't worry and don't focus on, oh my God, where's the money going to come from? Oh my God, this bill keeps coming in. I can't pay it. And complaining and moaning. And if you just bless it, and this is really hard at first, if you just bless it and you engage it with that feeling that you had when you once had it, I promise you it will come back to you. Yes, I mean, we can't, Lord forbid if what we did think automatically happened like that. I mean, oh my God, I'd have pretty unicorns in my living room. When I am around my grandkids all the time, we talk about that. What we would name our unicorns if we actually owned unicorns and they were in the backyard. You know, that kind of thing. If you focus on that, it's like almost like, yeah, anyway. I think I got my point across. I think you guys can relate to what I'm saying. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please, I got all my links down below. Feel free to call me, email me, anything that you'd like. I love engaging with you guys. Put some questions down below. Um, I I always, we help each other. When we help each other, when we heal, I got this thing that I'm gonna kind of get going. You know, it's like a campaign, and I want everyone to video themselves, or even just say it in a fancy way, or whatever's appealing to you in art. Um, you know, I heal, everybody heals. When we heal, everyone heals. So anyway, until then, God bless. Be safe out there and know that things are going to turn around. They aren't going to bounce back to the way they used to be because they've been changed a long time ago. They've been changing. It's not that they're going to change. It has already changed. Even our resistance in what we believe in is constantly changing. And let's choose to think about that thought that's going to serve us well, and that we are deserving and we are um plenishable to receive all that's out there. There's plenty out there. It's not like anyone's going to be forgotten about out there in the world. You just have to start thinking about it. So until then, God bless. Thanks for your time. So hope you got something out of this. I always pray that our time is valuable. So definitely hope that you got something out of this. Work it because